Is this not why you are here?
I address you tonight as a citizen of humanity. We are faced with the very gravest of challenges.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Live from the Plantation. I'm Spartacus 2.0, a.k.a. Jerry Metcalf, and with me, as usual, upstairs across the gallery on his own prison phone is Lucifer 777.
What up, though?
Today, with this episode, we're going to honor Child Abuse Awareness Month. And, simply because most men and women that are in prison had abusive childhoods. Not conjecture. That's an absolute fact. Not all, but the vast majority of us that are, hurt people. It's that simple. So we'd like to do our part to try to prevent future generations, the prison, school to prison pipeline, simply by trying to bring awareness to this. And maybe some parent will be listening to this, and the next time they go to smack their kid or lock them in a closet or some other bullshit that they're doing, they'll think, damn, I don't want my kid to end up, doing a life bit in prison. So with that being said, Seven, take off. Let's see what you got to say.
Most definitely. So this hits home for a lot of people here, right? And especially for me, because child abuse isn't always physical abuse, right? It's mental abuse, right? Emotional abuse, like the neglect shown towards the child and stuff like that. So, and that's an abuse in itself. Because the seed needs the nurture, right? So it's like the human mind and human nature, period, is like once they create something, they have control of this thing, and they feel like the age old saying, like, I brought you into this world, I can take you out, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with you, or shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's not, man. That's further from the truth, because it's like this is a whole life, a whole human being, a whole individual, like light been shined down. Like, what the fuck? Like, right. Why would you even try to? It's not disposable. Soul. It's not disposable, right? It's not disposable. Right. So it's like it's a selfish act in itself, and it's inconsiderate once you really realize, like, damn, man, this is this is my baby. This is a part of me. This is a part of my significant other. This is a part of somebody else that I have relations with at some point, right? And perfect example is, I know this female, right? And this is a cousin, like, I call her my cousin, right? And I've, like, witnessed, like, her child being born, and I see the interaction with her and shit like that. Now the little girl is probably like 6 years old at this point right now. And she been teaching the kid how to, like obviously teach the kid how to walk, talk, and stuff like that. And now all she do is tell her to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. Sit down, shut the fuck up. But the whole, like, for the first 6 years, she's been teaching her, like, stuff to keep her, like, on par with growing up, talking, walking, asking, being inquisitive, asking questions and stuff like that. But now you want to tell her to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So
that's a future slave for the system right there.
It is for sure, man. But it's crazy. It's crazy that we have to go through this stuff like that, man. As far as, like, people not ready to have children, right? It's a thing. It becomes like a trend nowadays. Like everybody want to have kids, but they're not ready, mentally ready or physically ready. Like, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like to have bring another child into this world. So.
Oh, for sure. I say this all the time. I thought and acted like a kid till I was in my early 30s. That's not an excuse for anything. It's just a fact. I was very immature emotionally and mentally till I was in my early 30s. 30-ish, 31, somewhere around there. I started to make that mental shift. So could you imagine? I'd like to think I would be a good father, but I know I would have been, at least until then, an irresponsible one at the very least.
For sure. And that's the thing, though, right? I think for a long time, Like I don't have like kids of my own yet, but for a long time, I knew I would be irresponsible, right? But I knew I would be like, if I did have a child like early on, I would be like the best father, right? Because my father was like non-existent, right? He was non-existent in my life. My father has literally 35 kids. 35
man. Holy shit.
Literally. There's so many people that you walk past right now that know my pops and stuff like that and wouldn't even believe it. Like it's you wouldn't even believe how many like the problems that I had like growing up with this guy, man. This guy is weird, man.
You could end up dating one of your sisters and you wouldn't even know it.
And that's the crazy, right? That's the craziest part about it, because I just went through this stuff like with JD down there, the new guy and stuff. Like he's one of the guys that I know from like the actual world and shit. And he like, man, so how many kids your dad got now? I'm like 35 now. He just had 2 twin girls, right? So he like, you know all of them. I just gave him every like picture of like, I gave him 28 of my siblings, right? I know up until that point, like the rest of them is just like they're either infants or they're in their adolescence. So it is crazy. But now just imagine, like he can barely take care of one cat. He has 35 of them. So I never had a male figure in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never felt the need to look up to nobody but myself. You know what I'm saying?
Hurt people, right? That's
right,
what I'd like to stress in this particular podcast to any parent or future parent that's listening. Hurt people. So if you get frustrated with your child, or I would just say take a deep breath, walk away, and think things through. That your action may lead to your child hurting somebody else, then coming to prison for a really long time.
Most definitely.
And you know, I can't make that more clear. Your child could be me, or 7. You know, we had abusive childhoods and in different ways, but still abusive. And look what happened. You know, this is the end result. This is the end of the road. From neglect or abuse or all the different other words that we tack on to that kind of dumb shit. Like, and a lot of people say, well, I don't hit my kid, but yet they'll like the woman you just mentioned, they'll tell a 6-year-old to sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. So, you know me, I like to cuss, right? But I do not cuss in anger. I cuss jokingly when we're having fun, but when it comes to anger, I don't. You know, I because that's, to me, is wrong, and I could never imagine saying that to a kid. Now, with that being said, because I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, maybe I would have said that when I was 20, and or if I was 15 or 16 or 17, and I all of a sudden had a baby, maybe I would have, because I was not prepared for no kid. As a matter of fact, somebody who would have let me have a kid back then would have been insane. They were, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's we got laws for everything that says juveniles can't do this, juveniles can't do that, young people can't do this, can't buy a gun, can't drink, but you can make a damn baby, and then they'll give it to you. You don't think that's insane? And I know there's a lot of people listening saying, Jerry, what's wrong with you? You're trying to, I'm not a big guy of making new laws. I am not. I think we need smaller government and less laws. But come on, you're letting babies make babies with no adult supervision after this baby is born. Then you wonder why that kid grows up to make more babies and come to prison.
Right. Or just like fucked up,
drug addict,
government assistance,
or drag on the government. Can't get by, Hurt people.
And that's the thing, for sure, man. So, be prepared, man. It takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child, man. Nobody can do it on their own. Right? And they have so many programs out there to if most of the people they be like, oh well, I can't find nobody to watch the kid, or if I go out here, I need a babysitter. But they have so many volunteers out there. Like, there's so many boys and girls programs. There's PAL leagues, football leagues, and stuff like that, where they do cheerleading and football. Then they would come pick the child up, and they'd stay there for like a period of time, and then they'd bring them back. Or they have, like, for me, like when I stayed with my mom or my aunt, and they had a youth church. They would come every Saturday. Saturday morning, and then take us out to guys nowhere, and we'd chill there for a minute, and then come back at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
and
you just got to put the work in.
Watch out, Seven. They're going to start thinking we're communists. They're going to be like, that's some communist, socialist bullshit. But I'm with you. You know my stance on this. Everyone should be involved with raising the children. Everyone.
Hell yeah.
If you're the neighbor and you see the kid going to go out into the street, you should run over there and stop him. You know? But they've made the world so divided. So many people hate each other for so many reasons. You're black, I hate you. You're white, I hate you. You're Muslim, I hate you. You're trans, I hate you. You're gay, I hate you. You're whatever, I hate you. We fucked up all of our communities. And when I say we fucked them up, I mean the motherfuckers at the top that they don't want unity. And it's hard to make a neighborhood where everyone can pitch in and work together when you have disunity. You know what I mean?
Right, most definitely. That's the best thing. That's the best thing to destroy democracy. The best thing to destroy democracy, bro.
And you know, I don't know. This is just such a large and horrible topic, and like anything, I believe money. It needs money to fix it. But nobody ever wants to. They like sending our money to Ukraine to save Ukrainian kids, but they won't spend none in our own country to save our own kids. They say, well, you're supposed to work hard and take care of it yourself. But we'll send, what have we sent? Like $150 billion to Ukraine so far? I mean, I'm for helping them people out, but we got to help our own people first. Come on. Anyways, we're out of time. I love the children. I hope to have a woman someday that loves me and has some children that I can adopt and raise as my own. That being said, what do we do here live from the plantation?
Break the chains, Brody.
Break the motherfucking chains. Today we just happen to be breaking the chains of child abuse. Next week, we'll break the chains on something else. Take us on out, Seven.
Okay, then. Thanks for tuning in again, my dudes, my family, my loved ones. This is live from the plantation on XV3 The Red Zone. Treat yourself, babies. Flat out.